Hello again. Welcome back to Jules Watches. I'm Jules and these are my watches. I've made two videos today. Trying to do prep for this one's difficult because it's very difficult to find out much about it. It is going to be a difficult video to do though because I've had to turn down some of the lights because this watch is just full of bling. It's full of sparkle and it's made me happy every day I've owned it. Now, I have owned this since 2007 when I purchased it brand new as part of a collective 40th birthday present. So it's been with me all that time. It's had 3 services. The last service was to the crown wouldn't screw in properly, so we had that done. They did a service, very reasonable rates, and for the amount they quoted, an organisation called fixmywatch.com. If I know how to do it, if I'm clever enough, I'll try and put a link to those in the descriptions below somewhere. But they gave me a quote. It took a while because I had to go back to Switzerland for some parts, and they still honoured the quote and gave it a polish and gave it a service and gave me a record of that service should I ever want to pass it on, which I don't. This one's going to stay in the family. So for those of you who are not familiar with RADO, they're a very sort of I would call avant-garde in terms of their sort of creative output. But they're a Swiss automatic manufacturer, been going a long time, and they specialise in using unusual materials and doing unusual things. So with this Diastar, this is the Diastar XL, by the way. Let me show you why. If you go and look in the shop at your RADO Diastar, turn it on its side, and you will see that top bit there where it says RADO. Your watch is normally going to be that top part. Now mine is an XL, so I've got a double width. So I've got the width of the watch and then the extra bezel on top. So mine is a proper chunky monkey, weighs in sort of over 180 grams, adjusted for my 7.5-inch wrist. So it is a beaut. So in terms of unusual materials, they've got this strange thing on there. Now, you might be able to see that in the light. It's actually got a stepped, faceted sapphire glass on there, which is absolutely beautiful and catches the light. You can probably see it from that angle, actually. It almost looks like literally a crystal on there. And then the bezel that clips on around the outside is also anti-scratch, and that's made with, I believe, tungsten. I believe they're doing it with some different sort of tungsten ceramic compound now that makes it just as scratch-proof. So overall, the whole thing is never going to look beaten up because you really got to go some to give that a good scratching. Anywho, so there we go. It's 40mm wide. It's about 12mm deep. Sorry, got to get it in focus there. It's a tricky one as well because it's got an integrated bracelet, but not like the Tissot PRX and those other things. This is obviously built for this bracelet, and trying to get in there to do anything with it would be extremely difficult. So I haven't tried, and I don't want to, because the bracelet itself is an absolute beefcake. The only thing that lets it down, this sort of three-link bracelet, sort of brushed on the outside, polished in the middle, is one of these butterfly clasp things. However, I've had this since 2007, and I've worn it an awful lot. Not that you tell from the great job Fix My Watch done of polishing it. It's never let me down. It's never caught on anything, and I've never lost it anywhere. So I would stick by that. It just adds to part of its sort of sleek features and sort of integrated design, really. Sorry, I've got to try and get this right to get it focused in there. Now, automatic, I don't know much about the movement in it. I do know it's an ETA movement. As to which caliber ETA, I'm not too sure. Power reserve, I've not tested it too much, but I think it will give me, it's never been fantastic. I think it's probably only going to give me 38, maybe 40 hours of power reserve. But the screw-out crown, quite easy to adjust, easy to do the date. So it's never really bothered me too much that I've got to go in and tinker with it when I wear it. As I said, the integrated bracelet, it's, I said the steps out, I was going to go through what I was going to tell you about. Oh yeah, the dial. Right, now look at this. Now, so you can see that stepped glass there, which is lovely, but it makes it very difficult for you to see anything underneath it. On the camera, anyway, in real life, trust me, that isn't a problem. We've got a lovely blue sunburst dial, straightforward hands, a lovely crisp white second hand that glides around. And that's a lovely glide on this one. It's one of the better ones I've got in terms of it just the automatic sweep going round. You've got an applied RADO logo, then you've got automatic, and you've got the 100 meters water resistance, and down the little red thing there, there's a little indicator. When that moves, it shows that it's moving and you're winding, and that little anchor logo is also on the signed crown. But a few other things on this. You've got a very you've got a printed or painted indices, but at 12, 3, 6 and 9 you've got a real sort of high raised level of lume. Now I don't know actually whether that is an applied marker or whether it's just sort of raised lume within a sort of surround. Not too sure. The date 5 o'clock. So you've got the date there, black on white, so quite easy to read. It's not interfering with any of the things, so it is just taking up an indices, so it's not too stand outy there. But then again, then you look at your chapter ring, your minute ring around the outside. Now that, it's only sort of dawned on me recently as I sort of got more and more into the detail on my watches. It looks like it's almost like a mother of pearl, sort of pearlescent kind of material I've used in that. And when I make sure it's polished up. But then you've got the stepped sapphire. You've got that lovely sunburst blue. Say that 3 times over and over again, and a watch will appear. I don't know, probably won't. Don't do it. So you've got the sunburst. You've got the stepped faceted sapphire. Then you've got that absolute sparkling sort of minute ring, chapter ring around the outside there. Then you get the glints off of the tungsten case, and also the polished aspects of the bracelet as well. So this was one of the watches that started me off. My first expensive watch was my Seiko Quartz back in 1993, but I sort of left it for a while. I was just sort of using fashion watches, but around my 40th birthday, I just wanted a watch. And at the time, this was going for the same price as some of the tags, but I didn't want a tag because tag just car dealer, estate agent, all that sort of stuff. It was their sort of symbol of success. You've done well in this industry, son. Get yourself a tag. No, thank you. I wanted something a bit different, something that wasn't common like the rest, something that was about. And I'm so glad I did, because the last 2 I've seen go on Chrono 24 have doubled in value, and the plastic stainless steel bezel tags are being knocked out for sort of £200 or £300. So I accidentally made a very, very wise choice. Right, let's just stick this on my 7.5-inch wrist. I'll try and do this without knocking my camera stand over. And here we go. So there you are. A RADO Diastar XL from 17 years ago. Polished up, looking good, serviced well, with a real stonker of a movement in that should go as long as it's serviced. Yeah, that was, to me, a very lucky and a good introduction into the world of Swiss watchmaking. Thanks very much for watching, and again, comments in the thing below. If there's anything you know about this watch in particular that I don't, I'd really appreciate some input on that one, because I don't know too much about it. Obviously, it doesn't really sort of relate to the current RADOs, because they'll probably have different movements, and a lot of them are also quartz as well. But in terms of the RADO Diastars, anything that you can let me know, it'd be super duper. Again, any comments, negative or positive, please leave them, including the negative. I need to know if I'm doing something that annoys you, and I'll try not to do it in the future, unless you're like the sort of person that I want to annoy, and I'll carry on doing it anyway. I don't mean that. Subscribe and a like if you want to. Again, it helps promote my channel. It'd be nice to get up to 100 subscribers before I die. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Thanks very much for watching. I've been Jules Watches.